Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Raven and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to my Aramusha Basic to Advanced full guide / tutorial. Now the Aramusha is pretty damn cool, okay? His moveset isn't that big, okay? He doesn't have as much stuff as the Shaman does in terms of, you know, things you have to look at and go over. But what he does have is really goddamn complex. And this guy takes a lot of skill to play and I absolutely adore how he plays. Between his infinite combo chains, okay, and all his mix-ups he can do there, and then of course he has all of his counter-attacking options. When you play this guy properly, it literally feels like your opponent can't do anything. No matter what they do, you're going to fuck them up with something. If they try and defend themselves, they're going to suck at defending and you're going to kick their ass. If they try and attack you, you're just going to counter-attack them and fuck them up. So like always, I'm going to go through all of his moves and what they do. I'm going to go through all the basic stuff, okay? Then we're going to get into the advanced stuff. And then hopefully by the end of this, you guys will know exactly how to play this guy, or at least have a decent understanding of it. Now, like always, I'm playing on the PC with an Xbox controller, so whatever I say, just convert it to whatever platform you're playing on. I will also be versing level 0 and level 1 bots, just because it's a lot easier to get the information out without having to, like, you know, focus as much on the actual gameplay itself and try not to die, because those level 3 bots lately are kind of crazy. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? So we are here with Mr. Ronin. Now, like I said, there isn't much here, okay? When you look at his actual move list, there is not much there compared to, say, the Shaman, who has a very long list of things she can do. But what this guy can do is very complicated, and I love that. So, first of all, when it comes to his guard stance, okay, he has a full guard. So it's not decaying like the Shamans, okay? It's not like the Assassins, but he does have a full guard stance. Now, his light attacks are also very, very quick. That's one thing you got to keep in mind, okay? He does have very quick light attacks. So the first one we're going to look at are chain finishes. Now, what this means is that if you do, say, like, you know, a heavy attack from this side and then another heavy, you will do a big heavy for extra damage, okay? So if you do a heavy from the top and then a secondary heavy, you'll do a whole bunch of damage on the second one. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind, that's if you do a heavy from the same direction, okay? If you change it up, then you just go into an infinite combo, which I'll get into in a second. So make sure if you want to do that big, heavy damage thing at the end, it has to be from the same side. So whether that's the side or the top, make sure the second heavy comes from the exact same direction. Swift reprisals. So basically your Twin Vipers and your Rushing Wind. So this one right here and your Rushing Wind count as chain starters. Now, Deadly Feint. This is one thing that makes this guy crazy, okay? So remember, cancel that with a light attack into a different direction. So whilst the heavy, and then light attack, I can change direction chains going. So if you go, say, heavy, and then you light, okay, you then can go from there, and you can just keep going whichever chain you want. So you can even mix it up like that. You can go heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy, light, and you can just keep going. That's the amazing thing about it. That is your feint. And because his light attacks are so goddamn quick, even if they try and do something to stop you, most of the time you'll hit them before they manage to hit you. So that is how you do the Deadly Feint. Now, keep in mind, you can also do the exact same thing with the Twin Vipers, but I need someone hitting me to show you that one, which I will later. Now, keep in mind that you can cancel your Twin Vipers or your Zone Attack or your Rushing Wind by pressing B. So I'll show you Rushing Wind, okay? Basically, you just dash forward. So you got to be in the top stance. You dash forward and then hit your heavy attack. And you'll do that, okay? It gives you hyper armor, which is quite cool. And another really cool thing about that is you can go into a chain from there because it's a chain starter. So you can do that. And then, of course, go into your chains from that point onwards and keep going. Now, you can cancel it. So if you do this and then cancel by pressing Feint, you will do that. And then, of course, you can go into a guard break. It's a good way to get a guard break in there. And then, of course, you can start your chain from there. And then he only has one more, which is Befuddled, which I love that they named it Befuddled. That just sounds so funny. So when you're running, if you hit your heavy attack, you'll do the Shinobi dash thing. Now, if you miss the first one, you can follow it up with another heavy to basically do a second one. Boom, like that, okay? It just helps guarantee you're going to hit them. So that is Befuddled. Now we're going to get into his infinite chains. Now, the way it looks really complicated, and it took me a while to work this out when I first saw it, but it's pretty easy how it works. So there's two ways you can do this, but there is a specific way you have to do it. Now, the first one is you can start off with a light attack. Now, to do the infinite combo, you have to go light attack to, say, the right, top, left, top, right, top, okay? Or you can go right, top, but you always have to make sure the second attack is at the top. If I try and go light and then a light to the other side, it's not going to work. So light here, light to the right, it's not going to work. So if I want to get to the left side, I have to go light from the right, light to the top, light from the right, light to the top. So that's how you go from side to side, and you have to keep going like that. There is no other way to switch from side to side. Now, the other one you could do, which is the alternative one, is to start it off with a heavy. So you can go heavy, okay? And just go left, top, right, top. Now, the cool thing about this is you can switch it up however you want. You can go light, and you can just do whatever you want until you run out of stamina. From being on the receiving end of this, okay, I can tell you right now, it fucking overwhelms you so goddamn much. It's seriously like playing Guitar Hero on an expert. There's just numbers popping up all over the goddamn place, and your mind just freaks the fuck out because there's so much coming at you at once. And that's just doing it normally, okay? We're not even going heavies into these finishes and then changing them all over the place, okay? Which once again is the most complicated part about his kit. Putting in those deadly feints into it while trying to micromanage, you know, left, top, heavy, and switching between light and heavies is fucking complicated. I can tell you that right now. It takes some getting used to. So once people start learning how to feint properly with the deadly feints and, like, you know, start getting that combos down pat with the switching it up, he's going to be fucking insane and really hard to verse when you come up against a really good Ronin. But those are those two. I showed you Rushing Wind. Now we're going to show you Rushing Wind Alternative. Okay, so it's pretty much just the exact same thing. Okay, you want to dash forward, but instead of going for the heavy attack forward, you want a heavy attack from the left or the right. So dash and then heavy attack. Okay, dash, heavy attack, and you basically do this like little sidestep and slapper. Next one, of course, is the sprint attack. Okay, so as you're running around, you basically just hit your heavy, and then of course if you miss it, you just heavy and then heavy again, and you'll slide in. Now a good way to think about the Ronin is put his kit into two separate parts. Okay, so you have his offensive kit and then you have his defensive kit. So that was his offensive kit with all the crazy shit you can do with his Rushing Wind cancels, his Tempest Keep and all that. Now we're gonna go into his defensive kit, and that all revolves around your Blade Blockade and all the things you can do from that. Blade Blockade, so on your right stick, all you have to do is pull down and you will do that. Now it's like the Warlord and the Conqueror's full block stance, except you can do this on reaction and you can't hold it. After a second, it will go away. So I'm going to jump into a game against a level 1 bot so I can show you exactly how these things work, because I fucking adore these moves and I adore this mechanic. So let's jump into that, shall we? Alrighty guys, so before I get into this Blade Blockade, I want to show you his zone attack. Now his zone attack has a really quick unblockable in it, which I love, okay, which you can cancel. So if I go, you will drain their stamina, you will daze them, and of course it looks cool because you just smash him in the face with the butt of your weapon. So we'll go for again, one more time. Wait for him to attack, Blade Blockade, and then you just want to light attack. So that is the Ring the Bell. The next one is Fury Unleashed. This is one that I use a goddamn lot because it's a free heavy attack, okay? And then, of course, you can chain any of these once you land the attack. So for Fury Unleashed, you want to make sure that your guard stance is at the top, and then once you block it, you just want to hit heavy attack, okay? And it's a free heavy attack. It's crazy. Nothing they can do to stop it. That's what I'm saying. You can literally just sit here and just do that for days. And then, of course, you can go into it from that move, okay? Because then you can go into your infinite combo from there. Boom, boom. I can just start going with heavies, okay, all over the place if I want. So that right there is Fury Unleashed. Next one is Twin Vipers. Now, this is the exact same thing, except you want to go from the right or left side into a heavy, and it's unblockable and very slow. But you can cancel it into a light attack, which I'll show you in a minute. So the way this works is you want to be from the right or the left. Make sure you're in that stance first. Okay, you then want to Blockade and then Twin Vipers. Now it has Hyper Armor on it. Okay, and it's unblockable. Now one thing you can do with this is you can cancel that into a light attack as well, okay? So if I want to do the Twin Vipers, all you have to do is wait for him to do it, block, Twin Vipers, and then light attack. As you can see, if they try and do an attack to stop you, the light's going to come out pretty damn quick, and you're going to hit them before they get a chance to. Once again, light attack from the opposite direction. This guy is truly amazing when it comes to his counter-attack game. Now, this is my favorite one out of all of them, the pushback kick. This thing is fucking amazing for ledging people. So, it's the exact same thing. You want to block it, but instead, you want to push guard break, and boom, look how far back he goes. So, if they're near a ledge, okay, you just do this, and they're gone, okay? They're near fire, you do that. You blockade it, push your guard break, and they're gone. Boom, haha. And it's also a good thing for exactly what you just saw. So, boom, kick him to a wall, and then follow it up with a heavy attack. Once again, boom, kick him into a wall, and then you can follow it up with a heavy attack. And of course, there's nothing they can do to stop that, especially with how far they get pushed away. But that pretty much is his entire kit, and that's how you do everything. Now, I'm going to show you guys some of his moves. Now, when it comes to his light chains, like I said, you can go light, heavy, you can go heavy, light, you can mix it up with those, you know, two heavies to the top and then cancel into a light. All of that is his advanced stuff, and you need to practice that. That's going to be some of the bread and butter of his kit. If you don't get good at micromanaging, you know, your chain moves and everything, then you're pretty much not going to be good at the Ronin. So I went over all that before, so now we're going to get into some more of his, you know, advanced moves, but there isn't as much here as there is with some other characters, because it all focuses around micromanaging your infinite combos, and of course micromanaging your defensive moves with your blockade and all that sort of stuff. Now the first I'm going to show you is your Blade Blockade into your Fury Unleashed, and then you want to start it off with a heavy infinite combo, okay? Boom, Now, the reason why we start off with the heavy infinite combo is because if you start it off with the light infinite combo, they'll do that, okay? They'll just block it. Most people will block it. It's not quick enough, and they're usually going to react to it. So if you are going to do the good old infinite combo, you want to make sure that you start it off with a heavy after you hit that Fury Unleashed. Next one I'm going to show you is the Blade Blockade into Twin Vipers, and then you want to light cancel that and go into a heavy infinite combo. You want to make sure that your guard is on the side, and then you want to Blade Blockade, cancel that into a light, and then of course go into your infinite combo from there with a heavy. So just one more time, you guys want to Blade Blockade, go for your Viper's Strike, and then just go into an infinite combo from there. And the good thing about this is, even if they dodge, you can just keep going with this thing, and it's really hard for them to avoid it. Dodging is pretty much the worst thing you can do against the Aramusha, just because he can basically follow you with his infinite combo. Now, I've already shown you guys this one, where you push him back, and then you heavy once they collide with something. So that is just a Blade Blockade into a guard break, and then of course you follow it up with a heavy. And like I said, this thing is amazing for ledging people, okay? But heavy after that, boom. And you can go into an infinite combo from there. Now, next one is you want to go for your Rushing Wind attack, okay? Like that, and then you want to go into an infinite combo from there. Now, you can go whichever one you want with that one, okay? But like I said, I always prefer to start off my infinite combo chains with a heavy, so that way it doesn't get blocked. Now, of course, people can parry and stuff, and parrying is sort of the bane of Aramusha. But at the same time, there's not much you can do about it. People are going to be parrying anyway. You just got to be ballsy and try and overwhelm them with this, and just make sure your mix-ups are on point when it comes to the whole heavy attacks and light attacks, okay? Now, a really good one to do to throw people off is a heavy feint, and then you want to go for a light attack. Now, on a player, this is a good way to get that heavy to come out, and then of course you're going to beat that with your light attack. And it's just a good way to fuck people up because your light attacks are so quick. It's a good interrupter. Now, a really tricky one to do is heavy feint and then zone attack. That one is insanely hard to do because of the timing and stuff, okay? So heavy feint and then zone attack. It's really cool to do once you learn how to do it, but at the start, it's going to give you some trouble. Just keep practicing it, you'll get there in the end. So heavy feint, okay. But for me anyway, the unblockable comes out so goddamn quick, most people aren't going to be able to deal with it. So I like those, micromanage your infinite combos, be sneaky with your deadly feints, and of course be really on point with your Blade Blockade, and then of course following it up with whatever you need to after that. He's a very skillful character, and it may not look like there's a lot here, but there is a lot here. Once you jump in and start playing him, you will see how complex he's going to be, especially to master. And from experience, when you come up against this guy, and he's just in your face, throwing out all these attacks, feinting here, feinting there, and all these feints are becoming light attacks as well, because he goes for a heavy, instead of feinting and then going for a guard break or something, he feints into another light attack, and they're so quick, it's really hard to digest, and it's really hard to comprehend what the fuck's going on when you're just being battered with all these attacks coming out of nowhere. And then as soon as you try and attack, he just Blade Blockades it, and then of course hits you with a free heavy, kicks you in the face, smashes you in the face, and dazes you. He has so many options that when he's played properly, I think he's going to be 100% top tier, especially once the defensive meta stuff comes in and parry gets nerfed. Aramusha is going to be fucking insane. He's already good now, and he's going to turn into an absolute beast. But if you are really into this guy, stick with him, practice him a lot, and really get those infinite combos down and all the combinations you can do with it down pat, because you're going to need to learn that stuff to play a good Aramusha. So that is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. What did you think about the video? I really do hope it helped. What do you guys think about the Aramusha? I would love to hear your thoughts on him, and what do you think about the video in general? Once again, I just love talking to you guys, so leave that comment down below, and please share this video around. It does help me out a fuck ton. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you on the next video. Have a good one, guys.